Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to final year BTech students. Subject Satellite Communication, Unit number 4, Lecture number 36, Day 36, June 11, Friday. Unit number 4, FDMA Multiple Access, Department of ECE, Chebrolu Engineering College. So welcome you all participants for this online lecture series. So in this session, I would like to explain FDMA receiver block diagram, FDMA receiver circuit briefly. So let us start. So on your screen, we are all watching FDMA receiver. Take snapshot. So this FDMA receiver, and this is the block diagram for practical FDMA receiver. This FDMA receiver operates under IF section. Generally, for example, in our satellite communication, suppose if the IF portion of each station receiver, they can extract approximately 25 number of channels as shown in this picture. Suppose the outdoor unit send the wideband signal which is having 700 megahertz center frequency, and similarly the receiver end, these IF sections are located to tune up the corresponding frequency bands. Suppose our satellite communication designed for example, our satellite communication system designed to tune up for Ku band downlink frequency. So this downlink frequency operated 11 gigahertz. So to tune up this 11 gigahertz, so this 11 gigahertz transponder frequency require the local oscillator frequency approximately 10.8 gigahertz, which is used to downlink frequency or down converter by this signal approximately 700 megahertz. So this downlink frequency require spectrum of frequency band. So in that particular frequency band, center frequency allotted for this type of Ku band example approximately 70 megahertz. So to tune up for this 70 megahertz in our satellite communication, we can require SRRC filter system. Therefore, in SRRC filter system, by using this filter system, whatever be the frequency allotted for each individual channel, all those individual channels are operated under QPSK principle. So quadrature phase shift keying. So when this type of receivers or demodulators uses QPSK, they are all bounded by the frequency of channel IF frequency. For example, in this picture, so we have outdoor unit LNC. So this outdoor unit LNC has a mixer. So for one input of mixer, incoming 12.5 gigahertz signal, and whereas another input for mixer coming from local oscillator, which is tuning to 11.8 gigahertz. So everybody know the operation of the mixture. So from the mixture generated signal, whatever be the generated signal, that generated signals are band restricted. That is nothing but band pass filter. So when this signal transmitted through the band pass filter, so this band pass filter allows the signal frequency up to 700 megahertz. So similarity of the signal is amplified by the local IF amplifier. So the tuning range for this IF amplifier suited to 700 megahertz. So that is the outdoor unit LNC kit. So from overall output from outdoor unit LNC comes as input to the second mixer, mixer 2, where this mixer 2 is operating under 630 megahertz local oscillator. So I think everybody understanding the numericals, whatever the KU band satellite has, follows for this illustration. So in this picture, first down conversion is applicable for 11.5 gigahertz RF signal. So this 11.5 gigahertz RF signal taken by low noise block converter, LNB converter of particular outdoor unit. So from the outdoor unit, 700 megahertz signal sent to the indoor unit, where the second down conversion can take place 70 megahertz down conversion. Therefore, signal is converted double the time, 2 times, first to 700, later 70. So again, in this second down conversion, whatever indoor unit placed in the picture, that picture individual SRRC receives the filterized signal coming from the second IF frequency of each channel that should be required from the second IF amplifier. Therefore, by what is the FDMA says? Now this FDMA partitions this 70 megahertz signal according to the prioritized. Suppose one channel they may assign some 40 megahertz, another channel they may assign some 50 megahertz. So likewise, 25 number of channels are able to drive this amplifier used to drive the 25 number of channels. Why? Because this is the 25 channel system. So this is the 25 KU band satellite block diagram, for example, for our end examination. So in this block diagram, the down converted 70 megahertz IF amplifier drives the 25 number of individual channels. Therefore, the spectrum of the signal at 70 megahertz IF amplifier, whatever shown in this particular picture, so this 70 megahertz signal automatically down converted to 25 number of individual channels. So for example, for 44 megahertz channel, that channel treated as channel number 1. So from 44.32 megahertz channel, so demodulator, we have the baseband output, nothing but information receiver. So likewise, this down conversion baseband processing is used in this block diagram to recover the individual 25 channels that are required for this illustration. Why? Because the earth station may not be the destination for all 25 number of channels that are carried out by transponder. So, but the receiver side, it is typically designed to receive all the channels which are operated to the particular earth station. So in this way, we may configure or we may utilize the given satellite subsystem, which is used for the Ku band frequency. Clear? So simple operation. So once just watch the slide. So in this fashion, we are able to construct the given FM FDMA receiver kit. So for example, this is the 25 baseband capacity receiver block diagram. So in this similar manner, we are able to configure or design. So what is the FDMA transmitter? So for that, what is the FDMA transmitter? So same. So here also we have FDMA transmitter. So this is the FDMA transmission. So where our channels are transmitted through the modulation principle. So all modulators are connected to the mixture, where the mixer is configured to local oscillator, 630 megahertz local oscillator. So from 630 megahertz local oscillator, the signal is applicable to 700 megahertz band pass filter, from where down converted by IF amplifier. So this IF amplifier signal passed to high level mixer with help of 11.8 gigahertz local oscillator. So output of mixer is transmittized signal, which is having 12 gigahertz bandwidth signal. So this is called 12.5 gigahertz FDMA transmitter kit diagram for 3 channels. Here we have channel 1, channel 2, channel 3. So the transmitter sends signals to the receiver like in the previous slide. Therefore, baseband processing units that are including in this stage, they are adding the particular packets to the normalized error controlling techniques. And similarly, when channel 1, channel 2, channel 3 are configured for transmitting the signal, automatically all transmittized signals are applied to the baseband processing unit, where the signal is processed by qualitatively so later the baseband processed signal is applied to quadrature phase shift keying, so QPSK modulator, where the baseband processing signal is applied to the modulator So for this QPSK modulator is tuning to frequency control of 44.32 megahertz local oscillator. So QPSK modulator having the modulated output. So this modulated output bypassed to your IF band pass with 1.94 bandwidth signal. So all these signals are cumulatively applied to first mixture after second mixture down conversion. So we have to make the updated bandwidth 12.5 signal, which is called transmittized signal. So now this 12.5 gigahertz signal is applied to the receiver kit, where 12.5 gigahertz signal is divided into 25 number of channels. So the key imagination here, what is the key concept? We have only before transmission, kit has 3 channels, for example. So by implementing the FDMA frequency division multiplexing, so 25 users, they can share the 70 megahertz IF amplifier. See, so the speciality of the FDMA can be explained by this transmitter and receiver explanation. So most popular question for end examination. So how FDMA is popularized, or what are the specialty? So you can explain with kit and block diagrams. So let us move to the next discussion. So from the summary of the transmitter. So IF section of the FDMA receiver has 25 channels and each are at a different IF frequency. That is first observation. So the signals may have been transmitted by single uplink earth station through VSAT network. So therefore 3 channels are shown in the particular transmitter picture, having baseband limited by 700 megahertz. That is the second key point. Third sentence, the transmitter is basically by using the receiver that are used to operate on demand assignment. So what is meant by demand assignment? Suppose in the picture we have channel number 25. What is the capacity bandwidth for channel number 25? 95 megahertz, which is the highest frequency occupancy of channel 25 among below channels. That is called demand. So that is also specialty for this FDMA access in satellite communications. So therefore RF frequencies of transmitted signals are assigned by controller that tells the uplink earth station which 3 of them are 25 RF channels to use. So suppose if a change to different transponder is required, so both the transmitting and receiving earth station they can change the local RF local oscillator frequencies to new frequencies. So another important observation from FDMA transmitter is, so whenever demand assignment is provided in the transmitter and receiver, so the local IF frequencies and the 25 SRC filters centered at IF frequencies are required. So what is the meaning for this statement? Equal to whatever how many number of local oscillator frequencies are tunable, they are be decided corresponding center frequency values for the system. So for a given local oscillator, we have to generate the internal local oscillator frequencies. So for this FDMA transmitter and receiver diagram, frequency synthesizer, so it is a block equipment. Frequency synthesizer is used to generate the internal local oscillator frequencies. So majority of these frequency synthesizers may be implemented or embedded in DSP kits, FDMA, DAMA links, or various live signal processing equipment. So frequency synthesizers are be used. So by using the transmitter nowadays, these kits are available based upon VLSI, ASIC, FPGA, which are be embedded very smart technique in the receiver and transmitter section. So another important next followed by the transmitter and receiver explanation. Now the talk involves intermodulation. So what is the significance of the intermodulation? So can anybody has idea about intermodulation? So they can unmute yourself. Just to give the brief idea 1 minute regarding intermodulation. Now the mic open to you. So yes, you are absolutely correct. So this intermodulation products are generated whenever more than one signal is carried by a non-linear device. So what is the, suppose in short answer, what is the significance of intermodulation? So just you remember that this concept comes in unit number 4, FDMA, broad topic FDMA, under that narrow topic intermodulation. So this intermodulation means, suppose if somebody say what is the intermodulation? Okay. So what is the intermodulation? Somebody says what is the intermodulation? The answer is intermodulation products are generated whenever more than one signal is carried by the non-linearity device. Why? Because in our transmitter and receiver kits, we saw various non-linear devices. So for faithful operation and comfortable operation, so these non-linear devices, they may carry this number of signals. And sometimes filters can be used to remove these intermodulation products. But if they are in within the bandwidth of the transponder, so they cannot be filtered out. So once they can check whether the intermodulation products are being monitorized within the particular local band or not, that you can check them once again by using the equipment. After monitoring all required contents, saturation characteristics of the transponder can be modeled by cubic curve that are used for this intermodulation products. So for that illustration here I taken to generate the third order intermodulation products. So on screen you are watching the voltage relationship for a given two unmodulated carrier frequencies F1 and F2. So what is the input equation for the amplifier by giving V in? So what is the status of the output? So can anybody unmute yourself? Show the expression for the output equation. So yes, so equation number 1 shows output equation after amplification. So what V out equals to AV in plus B cubed power of V in. So generally what by the analytical manner, capital A always greater than B. So from this equation, the input signal is modified as we know the input signal. So V in equals to, second step, V1 cos omega 1t plus V2 cos omega 2t. So these are available in the volts. That is the equation number 2. Clear? So take snapshot. So what is the final output signal? Substitute this in this equation. So you have V out equal to like this. So equation number 3. So in this equation number 3, so we have this term called as linear term and this term called as cubic term. So from this analysis, what is the cubic term here? BV1 cos omega 1t plus V2 cos 3 omega t. So why? Because whatever be the linear terms, so those are amplified by the amplifier with the gain value of capital A. So therefore we can focus on cubic term. So just expand this cubic term. So we will get the next equation. The particular equation omega 1, omega 2. So all these are contains the fundamental frequencies of F1, F2, 3F1, 3F2. So these 3F1, 3F2 are removed from the amplifier output when this signal is passed through the band pass filter. Only first two F1 and F2 are available. Those are called as limited stage. Clear? So by using some trigonometrical knowledge, so this equation is modified into like this. So Vm equals to, here we have this omega 2 eliminated, this term eliminated. So 3F1, 3F2 are restricted by band pass filter. So what is the output of intermodulation products? So this is the output equation for the intermodulation products. So 3 by 2 BV1 square V2 multiplied by cos omega 2t cos 2mt plus cos omega 2t first term plus what is the second term? 3 by 2 BV square root V1 cos omega 1t cos omega 2t plus cos omega 1t. So this is the finalized intermodulation term after when the signal is passed through the band pass filter. So by modification of this equation, so the amplifier contains intermodulation frequencies which are be indicating here VIM dash. Just by this cos omega 2t1 cos 2 omega 2t1 followed by this equation cos A into cos B. So cos A plus B by 2 plus cos A minus B by 2. Just 2 in this your own. So we can got the equation for like this. So VIM dash equals to 3 by 4 B V1 square V2 multiplied by cos 2 omega 1 plus omega 2 into T plus cos of 2 omega 1 minus omega 2 into T plus 3 by 4 B V2 square V1 multiplied by cos 2 omega 2T plus omega 1 2T plus cos 2 omega 2 minus omega 1 2T. So this is the empirical relation showing the impact on the particular site IM products. So whatever be the frequencies, so that are called 2F1 minus F2, 2F2 minus F2 from this output equation, these products are called third order intermodulation products. Clear? So because of this third order intermodulation products, output of a transponders are incorporated by a band pass filter. So therefore, what is the modified output? 3 by 4 B V1 square V2 cos of 2 omega 1 minus omega 2 into T plus 3 by 4 B V2 square V1 cos of 2 omega 2 minus omega 1 to T. So by using this empirical formula, we may able to calculate the outputs equation after amplifier, that equals to AV1 cos omega 1 2t plus AV2 cos omega 2 2t. So that is available on your slide. Suppose if you can extend this voltage to the power, so what is the total power of output signal, that equal to empirical formula P out equals to summation of individual components. So a square by 2 v1 square plus a square by 2 v2 square. So therefore that P out equals to two individual wanted signals P1 plus P2. So sometimes in this way also we are able to calculate the power for the required baseband signal. So what is the conclusion drawn from this discussion? IM products increases in proportional to the cube power of the signal power. So with the power levels that are depend upon the reciprocal ratio B by A whole square. So that is the importance of this intermodulation while designing our FDMA transmitter and receiver. So very important essay question, explain intermodulation, significance of the intermodulation in FDMA transmitter. So thank you for all participants. In this session, we covered FDMA receiver, FDMA transmitter, and intermodulation topic for these transmitters and receiver designing. So thank you for everyone.